What's up, y'all? This is your boy Eddie Jackson. Welcome back to the Drop That Podcast, where this episode is brought to you by Layback TV, okay? Over 10,000 channels, movies on demand, every sports channel that you can fucking imagine, okay? And you can go on laybacktv.com on your screen so you can see how you can download it in your iPhones, Androids, and your Fire Sticks, all right? And give them a shout out on their Instagram on official_layback TV. Now, let's get into some wrestling talk. Woo! All right, guys. Not much happened in the past few days, but we are on the road to WrestleMania. But before we do that, we got a next stop, which is Elimination Chamber. That's gonna go down in Chicago, February 28th at the United Center, the legendary United Center, home of the Chicago Bulls, 6-time champion, 2-time three-peat. Okay, now. So far, in the men's and women's Elimination Chamber matches that will qualify them to get a world title shot at WrestleMania, night 1 or night 2 at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, okay? When it comes down to the women, it's uncertain because the Royal Rumble winner, 2026 Royal Rumble winner, women's, Liv Morgan, hasn't decided which direction she's going to go as far as the world champion, Stephanie Vaquer, or the women's champion, Jade Cargill. But if you're like me, we kind of can see where the fuck it's going. It's going women's world title with Stephanie Vaquer. But for the men, apparently the world title is already vacated. Roman Reigns, the 2026 men's Royal Rumble winner, is going after the World Heavyweight Championship, and CM Punk. We'll talk about him. And with that being said, apparently, the men's Elimination Chamber is going to decide on who gets a undisputed WWE Championship match against the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, at WrestleMania. And so far, we got 2 men and 2 women who are advanced in the Elimination Chamber. And as far as the men goes, we got Randy Orton, former 14-time world champion, and LA Knight, former 2-time United States champion. I like those first entries as far as the men's Elimination Chamber. It actually keeps everything interesting. Orton is keeping interested, keeping him in a conversation of a world title. LA Knight keeping him in there, even though he missed some opportunities last year. Obviously, we saw it on Netflix as Unreal. Just keep him in the conversation, okay? On the women's side, we got former WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton and former Women's World Champion and current World Women's Tag Team Champion Rhea Ripley. I like those. Those are fucking dope to have. Now, I don't see Tiffany Stratton being in the Women's Championship match this year like she was last year for WrestleMania, but her and Rhea Ripley as the first 2, that speaks volume. And the crazy shit is they raised the bar high with these first 2 entries on the women's and the men's matches. They have to continue that because it's going to show we're going downhill a little bit, Got to be very selective on who we're putting. 2 matches for the Elimination Chamber have actually been scheduled. So we kind of got the idea of what Chicago's Elimination Chamber is going to look like, right? Because apparently all these PLEs, minus SummerSlam and WrestleMania, because those are both 2 nights apiece, it looks like Elimination Chamber is going to be 4 matches. So we got the men's and the women's Elimination Chamber, but now we got 2 title matches that are scheduled for Elimination Chamber. So practically it's going to be 4 matches. I don't see it being 5. If it's 5, I'll be shocked. But it looked like it's going to be 4 matches. Only 2 got to be officiated on who's going to be in it, which are the Elimination Chamber matches. But the 2 title matches that have been scheduled is Becky Lynch is going to defend the Women's Intercontinental Championship against the returning AJ Lee. Okay? Why would we have that? I think it's pretty obvious, AJ Lee has made Becky Lynch tap out twice. One at WrestlePalooza and then one at the War Games and Survivor Series. Kind of puts her in the top of the list of the number 1 contender on who could get the shot at the title. I thought they were going to possibly do this match for WrestleMania, but It's a little too long, and why not have WrestleMania? I'm sorry, why not have Elimination Chamber be headlined with Chicago natives? You know what I'm saying? Residents. You know what I'm saying? I mean, AJ Lee is the wife of CM Punk. She lived in Chicago with him. You know what I'm saying? You're practically going home to work. Sounds good, right? Honestly, I feel like after what we saw with Becky Lynch, with Natty and Maxine Dupree, I really feel like Becky Lynch is probably going to get away with a win, unfortunately. And we might end up seeing a fatal four-way at WrestleMania. I don't know. It's looking like that. How would you feel if we saw a fatal four-way match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, right? First time the Women's Intercontinental title will be defended at WrestleMania with Becky Lynch, AJ Lee, Natty, and Maxine Dupree, all four corners. I think it keeps it interesting because I love what Natty's doing right now. If WWE could spice up her entrance a little bit more than it was on Monday Night Raw, of how she was doing it at like AAA fucking events with the security, the men's security escorting her like if she was Goldberg, that'd be so fucking dope. That'd be dope. That puts a little bit more of the not a mystique, but the I would say like the masculinity of the entrance in there, like the strength, the power. You know what I'm saying? This ain't Natalia, this is Natty. This is what we wanted. And I think this is going in the right direction. I think that would be probably the best. You know what I'm saying? And then you can decide what's best for business on who wins at WrestleMania. But I don't think, I mean, you can make an argument in order for, maybe AJ Lee could fucking win by DQ. But I don't think the title should change hands. That's just me. But the main event has been set. Chicago's own, which you have to do a match. I was thinking you have to. Chicago? United Center? How do you do a fucking PLE without CM Punk? You can't. So it's CM Punk defending the World Championship, the World Heavyweight Championship, in a rematch against Finn Balor. Kind of jeopardizes the big match with Roman Reigns, doesn't it? I mean, depends on how you look at it, because February 28th and April 19th, that's a month and a half apart. So you can actually still capitalize CM Punk defending the world title, and not only capitalizing on that, but with him capitalizing on defending the title in his hometown in the main event, right? So it spices up a little bit more of the fucking match. You can give him a rest. He don't have to defend the title on Monday Night Raws. I mean, he can do promos. But CM Punk on the microphone is just as powerful as CM Punk in the fucking ring. You can give him a rest. There is really no point on defending the title in between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. There's no point. You know what I'm saying? I kind of feel like somehow Punk is going to get the win. This ending result is going to possibly be Finn Balor leaving Judgment Day officially, bringing back the Demon, and I see a spear coming at the end for Roman. Not for Roman, but from Roman to CM Punk at the end. That's the best way to end an Elimination Chamber, I think. All right, the elephant in the room is Braun Breaker is injured with a fucking hernia. All right. So that's 2 Vision members that are sidelined, missing the road to WrestleMania versus Seth Rollins getting his shoulder injured at Crown Jewel, which turned everything fucking inside out. I mean, it was supposed to be Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, which you ended WrestleMania 41 with that insinuation. Might as well make it finally a WrestleMania main event, Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. You kind of need it after what happened at WrestleMania 31. You know what I'm saying? fucking made us go on 10 years of this fucking story and we still don't get this as a main event. It's bullshit. They're one of the best. Top 5 easily in the company right now. But with this happening, it makes you wonder, what's going to happen now? Who's winning the Elimination Chamber? Who's going on to WrestleMania? We got fucking Seth Rollins, who's possibly coming back either before WrestleMania or the night after WrestleMania. And then you got fucking Braun Breaker, who's pretty much out with the hernia. He got to get surgery. Who knows when he's fucking coming back? This guy is a fucking freak of nature. You know what I'm saying? The future of the business. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's everything that they wanted Scott Steiner and Rick Steiner to be. He's molded into one. You know, he's killer in the ring. He was just finding his feet, you know, his walking steps as far as a promo goes. He was getting there. 100% he was fucking getting there. And apparently, no. Now we gotta delay everything, which is fucking insane. We gotta delay this now? That's fucking insane, dude. So, you know, doing the spear is one thing, but the Frankensteiner off to the corner? I don't know, man. These injuries. And I can't even fault, you know, WWE because AEW goes through the same shit. You know what I mean? They got injuries out left and right and fucking matches cannot happen. You know? I don't know, man. I'm not happy about it. I would have liked to see where Braun was gonna be at. But we gotta deal with it. Anyway, I'm your boy Eddie Jackson. This is Drop That Podcast. Make sure y'all hit that sub button, the likes, the comments if you feel the same fucking way I'm feeling right now. We're gonna roll the Wrestle fucking Mania. Hit the sub button, alright? I'm Eddie Jackson. This is Drop That Podcast. Peace, guys.